and Bass.
Gentlelady is recognized.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. I rise today in support of H.R. 3005 to remove the bust of Chief Justice Roger Tandy and Confederate statues from public displays in the U.S. Capitol building. The People's House can never truly be for the people if it is lined with tributes to those who fought to continue the enslavement of Black people in this country. My ancestors built this building. Imagine how they would feel knowing that more than 100 years after slavery was abolished in this country, we still paid homage to the very people that betrayed this country in order to keep my ancestors enslaved. And imagine how I feel and other African Americans and people of color feel walking through Statuary Hall and knowing that there are monuments to people who supported, embraced, and fought for the breakup of our country. We are not trying to erase our history. We must confront our past when we talk about who we should honor in this building. Should we honor the man who wrote the Supreme Court ruling that African Americans can't be citizens? Or should we honor the man who got the Supreme Court to rule that separate but equal cannot be equal? Should we honor a legal architect of slavery, or should we honor a legal architect of the civil rights movement? When I hear my colleagues on the other side of the aisle talk about the Democratic Party, I wonder if you are aware of the whole history of the civil rights movement, where Black people and other people of color fought to enter the Democratic Party. And when people objected to our participation, and when people objected to our right to vote, those people left the Democratic Party and joined the Republican Party. So we are extremely aware of our history of racism in the Democratic Party, and part of our history of Americans is that we criticize our country. We don't just honor the nice stories of our history, but we honor and embrace all of our history, and we fight for a more perfect union. So fighting for a more perfect union for people of color meant fighting to enter the Democratic Party, and it is my hope that my colleagues on the other side of the aisle will go back to that history of the Republican Party that you honor and fight for the right for all Americans to vote. Thank you. Now I yield.